Alright, so a bit of a harder question here. Here's a question looking at an experiment to do with elasticity. So it says a student carried out an investigation to determine the spring constant of a spring. The table below gives the data obtained by the student. Describe a method the student could have used to obtain the data given in the table above. Your answer should include any cause of inaccuracy in the data. Your answer may include a label diagram. And this is a big one, it's for 6 marks. So we have to talk about the apparatus involved, and we have to talk about the method that we're going to apply, and then there's 1 mark left over for the possible inaccuracy that we could find carrying out this experiment. So I've started a diagram off here early. I will now label this diagram with the key points that we're going to need. So what I've got on the left hand side here is a clamp and stand. So we're going to need this because on this clamp and stand we've hung up the spring that we're testing. So here's our spring. And then on the other side I have another clamp and stand, but on that one I have a ruler instead because I'm going to need to measure some length. So I will label the ruler on here as well. And lastly, just hanging from the end of the spring, I have a mass or a weight hanging from here. Something else that we're also going to vary throughout the experiment. So now I've got a diagram and labeled it. That should get you a couple of these marks, but to now solidify this, I'm going to explain the steps we're taking to help us calculate or measure the extension here to create our graph for the spring constant, or the data in the table basically. So the first step I'm going to say is clamp the spring to the stand. I'll then say that we're going to clamp the ruler next to the spring, so then we have a way of measuring it. So now what we're going to measure is the original length of the spring. So measure the length of the spring. And then I mentioned that there's a mass involved, so now we're going to hang a mass from the spring and then measure the new length of the spring. So hang a mass from the spring and record the new length. So now we have an original length of the spring and then this new length. We're going to take away the 2 to work out the extension. So I'm going to say at the top here, extension equals extended length minus the original length. So we calculated the extension. So now the next thing is we're going to repeat that. So add more mass and repeat these recordings. So then we'll formulate a table that we have above with different amounts of force and their corresponding different extensions as well. So now we've shown how the experiment is going to work. Now the last point, it says any cause of inaccuracy. So we need 1 mark or 1 point to cover what could be an inaccuracy here. So the most likely thing is you're going to see maybe someone clamp the ruler incorrectly, so it may not be straight and vertical, so you get an incorrect measurement, or you could refer to what we call parallax error, so where they're reading off the ruler and they're not